Can we talk about the Lakers? I feel like we don't talk about the Lakers enough. So Brian Windhorst this morning talks about the possibility of LeBron getting traded this summer.
Yeah.
And he had previously said it's not going to happen. And now he's starting to back off and said, now I've had some different conversations, and I'm paraphrasing here, but I'm having some other conversations lately. I'm not as convinced that he can't get traded anymore. This to me is fascinating. So I came up with a couple of LeBron trades if you'd like to hear them.
Let's go.
Okay. So I'm stealing this one from Eric Pincus from Bleacher Report, who wrote this one up, but I wanted to at least include it at the top of this conversation. LeBron goes to Cleveland. So really quick, LeBron has a no trade clause. Everybody knows this. He gets to pick. So I tailored this list to teams that LeBron would at least theoretically be like, yep, I'll play there. LeBron goes to Cleveland. Garland goes to the Jazz. Jared Allen to the Lakers. A bunch of other stuff is moving. Cleveland gets a couple of second-round picks for their troubles of moving off of 2 starters. I think it's interesting. I don't love it for anybody except for maybe the Jazz, but that's about it. What if they just straight up said, get rid of all these middlemen. We'll deal with you directly, Lakers. We'll give you Jared Allen, DeAndre Hunter, Lonzo Ball gets to return to the Lakers, and you just give us LeBron and a first-round pick. And LeBron gets to finish his career in Cleveland in a weakened Eastern Conference, and he gets to make a run at this thing.
The second apron makes this so almost impossible. Like, it just doesn't make it feasible. That's the problem. Like, I don't mind this idea of bringing LeBron back. I think it's actually like a really fascinating concept if you were to do kind of what you had suggested and just be like, look, this is Mitchell and Mobley, and that's the future. And then LeBron is going to try and get him over the hump right now. I don't mind that. The feasibility of it with the second apron makes this so difficult because it's like you have to move one guy in order to move another guy. And like it gets really super complicated. I think it's like the most fitting end for him to finish his career in Cleveland. I don't think he should have given the Lakers as much time as he has. It's infuriating to me that
I agree.
He gave that franchise so much more benefit of the doubt than he did any of these other teams that would have and did do more with him. That's infuriating to me. But what's past is past. I think that's probably the most satisfying end for him. And it's also like the only place where he would probably be like, yes, this is like home. This is okay. And that his wife and daughter would be okay moving back to. That's probably like the only place. Other than that, it's like they're going to stay in LA and he's going to have to commute, which I think he's probably okay with for 6 months. I think he's probably okay with that. But it's, I think it's tough.
I like the idea of the Knicks. LeBron is just like knocking off, like I got the Lakers and I'll get the Knicks. Maybe I'll retire with the Celtics or the Bulls or something. Like, I don't know. Just knock off prestige franchises. But LeBron to the Knicks for OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson. That at least if you're the Knicks, you get to go, oh, we're going and getting LeBron. We're really making a run at this. But quietly, you're kind of just being like, well, we're getting off that OG Anunoby contract. LeBron comes off the books in a year, maybe 2 years if we give him like a 1-year extension on top of it or whatever. That could be fun. LeBron to the Warriors, straight up for Jimmy Butler. Just a fun story.
Yeah, fun story.
Last one here. LeBron and 2 first-round picks to the Celtics for Jaylen Brown. And if you're Boston, this would have been more interesting like a month ago before Boston made all their cap clearing moves. But this would have been a way to just get off the Jaylen Brown money and clear up the cap for when Jason Tatum comes back in one fell swoop. And you get to put LeBron James in a Celtics jersey, which would have been fun for new ownership. I thought that would have been really fun about a month ago. But now they've done most of the work where they probably don't have to do anything that dramatic.
Yeah, and I just think that their thing with Jaylen, I just think is always going to be until Jaylen actually is like, hey, I'm ready to move on. Until he hits that point, it's just not going to matter what anybody says. Like, it doesn't matter what this financial, like, they are too emotionally tied, I think, to Jaylen. It's like Jason and then Jaylen for them to actually move on. A couple others I kind of thought about. This is before the Nuggets made the Cam Johnson trade, but I pondered about a Jamal Murray deal for LeBron. And if you run LeBron at point and you're just like, hey, it's gonna be LeBron and Christian Brown and Cam Johnson and Aaron Gordon and Nikola Jokic, and your second unit is going to struggle because you're not going to have like a real guard playmaker, but now you have Bruce Brown, so you can do that a little bit more. It means that the Nuggets are able to clear salary and kind of restructure their books a little bit easier, faster, rather than the Jamal Murray one. The Lakers get Jamal Murray, so they get like a playoff certified killer who goes next to Luka in the secondary Robin,
That Kyrie Irving spot.
Kyrie Irving role, right? So that makes a lot of sense there.
That's fun.
I don't think they would ever move Aaron Gordon for LeBron. Do not think that they'd be interested in doing that. Phoenix has to be another candidate here just because it's so close to LA, right? So he's got an hour flight. I literally am just thinking of like, how long does it take to get to LA?
Right.
If he lives somewhere else, how long does it take? And so for me, that's like why Phoenix has to be kind of in this consideration. I just don't know.
It would have
like,
to be Beal, right? That's the only thing.
Yeah. And it's like, if the Lakers do that, I don't know why. Like, what's the upside there for them? So in general, I just I think the options for him going anywhere are really limited because of all sorts of things. One thing I will tell you is I do wonder if he really just decides this is it. I just wonder if there's a possibility that he does a buyout.
Mm-hmm.
And if he does a buyout and he just walks, that opens up a lot more interesting possibilities for him to be able to spend wherever he wants, however he wants at the end. I think that's a really interesting question.
I've wondered about it. If any, not to tell anybody how to handle their business, but if anybody could afford to give up $50+ million, it's LeBron. And if you ask the question to LeBron, would you pay $50 million right now? You are a certified billionaire. Let's keep this in mind. Would you pay $50 million right now for another championship? He might just say yes. I could spend $50 million right now and just add a ring to my collection. And if he looks at it that way and just says, okay, and just signs somewhere, I don't know how history would look at that championship. You know what I mean? But it would be very interesting for LeBron. I think the Heat would give him a call. Just going to throw that in there.